From the Hard Planet Media Studios in New York, this is iPower 2, hot off the wire.
Calls for justice after a controversial mall brawl in New Jersey. Some advocates say skin color played a role in how two teens involved were treated. As CBS 2's Dave Carlin reports, protesters took their complaints to police.
One name repeatedly echoed across the plaza of Bridgewater Police Headquarters.
We are Kai. We are Kai. We are Kai. We are Kai.
These demonstrators are here supporting Zakai, an 8th grader they say was racially profiled and brutalized by a pair of police officers, as seen in this video taken inside Bridgewater Commons Mall. The 14-year-old's aunt, Henri, talked about the caught-on-camera brawl between the teens that ended with police officers treating each boy differently. The aunt explained to the crowd what led up to it.
He was defending someone even smaller and younger than him, a 7th grader, against high schoolers. And he was met with not one, but 2 knees in his back.
Officers kneeled on and handcuffed Zakai, but the other boy named Joseph was allowed to sit on a couch, free to move about. When interviewed, Joseph said he received much better treatment and was puzzled by it.
I put my hands up like this and I said, "You guys could detain me." But she said, "No, because you were calm."
There are calls for the officers involved to be fired. That is the outcome wanted by Zakai.
If they don't know how to treat the situation and deal with the situation equally and fairly, then they shouldn't be able to deal with the situation at all.
He's so quiet and shy. Being pushed into the limelight like this, especially on these circumstances, are not ideal for him. I'm not going to wait for my nephew to die to stand up for him.
New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy reacted to this case with a statement that watching the video left him, quote, deeply disturbed. The Somerset County Prosecutor's Office is helping Bridgewater with the investigation. On Saturday, representatives from both did not comment about a case where calls for attention and justice grow louder.
What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now.
In Bridgewater Township, New Jersey, Dave Carlin, CBS 2 News.
Early morning stabbing at a subway station in Jamaica, Queens. This latest violent incident comes just as Mayor Adams is rolling out a new subway safety plan. A zero-tolerance policy goes into effect on Monday. Police will be stepping up enforcement of transit rules, including no sleeping or aggressive behavior. And officers will be working alongside outreach teams to offer resources to the homeless. CBS 2's Christina Fan is live in Jamaica. Christina.
Indeed, the mayor's new plan comes as a recent wave of subway slashings worry riders across the city. The most recent happening overnight at the Jamaica subway station behind us, where 2 to 3 men stabbed a man in his 40s while trying to rob him. From sleeping on trains to urinating on platforms to bringing shopping carts, Mayor Adams says the homeless have made the subways their home, and he is removing them immediately.
The system is not made to be housing. It's made to be transportation. And we have to return back to that basic philosophy.
Starting next week, Adams is ordering the NYPD to strictly enforce transit rules, such as sleeping across multiple seats, exhibiting aggressive behavior, and creating an unsanitary environment. Cops will also demand that the homeless leave the train at the end of the line.
We got so used to being dysfunctional that it became the normality. Well, I'm not a dysfunctional mayor, and I don't pretend that a problem doesn't exist.
The plan, announced jointly with the governor, will also deploy 30 homeless outreach teams to try to persuade the unhoused to accept help. The state will also invest nearly $40 million to open 500 supportive housing units and 600 psychiatric beds. The Coalition for the Homeless called the mayor's plan a repeat of failed strategies.
We are very concerned that it overly relies on criminalization and policing strategies to address what is fundamentally a housing and mental health crisis.
The mayor insists enforcement will not be heavy-handed. His action is a response to spiking transit crime, up 65% so far this year compared to last. It also comes after 40-year-old Michelle Go was killed last month, shoved in front of an oncoming train in Times Square by an emotionally disturbed man.
It's honestly so heartbreaking to know that, like, I do not feel safe on the platform.
Asian American activists shaken by the tragedy are not comforted by the mayor's plan.
That's just a Band-Aid. That's a Band-Aid solution.
My concern is that we have a lot of talk, and I'm not sure that it's going to translate to really effective, tangible action.
And officials say there will be a reinterpreting of state laws to keep people in hospitals who are deemed a substantial danger. Again, the new program kicks off Monday, and police say they will be focusing on lines such as the AE 12, R, and N lines. We are live from Jamaica, Queens. Christina Fan, CBS 2 News.
Christina, thank you.
Hi, ma'am. I'm sorry to bother you.
It was Saturday. Rashida Page Tucker was studying for her master's while 5-year-old Justice played on his tablet till the battery died.
Just give me 5 minutes. I will charge your tablet and you'll be fine. No, he took mommy's phone. He tried to unlock it and it called 911.
She hung up, but police called back, and though she explained what happened, Sayreville officer Vicky Teeter was dispatched to their home. She quickly determined there was no emergency, but as you can see in the body cam video, 4-year-old Justice had something urgent to say.
Why you give me a police car? What was it? For his birthday, he wanted a police car. And it was the cutest thing. He's tapping her on the shoulder, tapping, and just saying, I want to ask her a question.
The 7-year veteran with a 4-year-old of her own went straight to Walgreens and bought Justice a replacement cruiser. When she and her partner knocked on the door this time,
I could hear the parents saying, did he call again? Did he take my phone, the dad said?
no call, just a random act of kindness.
Were you happy?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Thank you.
Of course you did. And were you surprised?
Yeah.
Well, if he was surprised then, look at this. Lights and sirens greeting Justice today on his 5th birthday. And then rolled out the real deal. A decked out police SWAT car courtesy of PBA Local 98, assembled this morning in the station garage.
They're here to just not for emergency calls. They're also here for the community.
I appreciate you for raising your kid to appreciate us, and it's good. It's good stuff. So, thank you.
Is this the best birthday ever?
Yeah.
He wants to be a cop when he gets older. He plays Officer Tucker around the house just about every day.
Just to be clear, little Justice didn't summon the police here to replace his own cruiser. You know that little emergency notification on the bottom of your iPhone? Well, he hit it accidentally, but it gave Officer Teeter an opportunity for a valuable lesson when she came back.
I did explain the proper procedure on 911 and how that he should only call us when it's an emergency.
In Sayreville, Pat Battle, News 4, New York.
Well, this is the 3rd city employee here in the city of Bridgeport that's been placed on administrative leave within the last month. Police say they're withholding the names involved in this incident as they say it's ongoing at this time. Officials say it all began at the Bridgeport Fire Department Engine 6 on Central Avenue Thursday morning when a female reported an incident involving her daughter and a high-ranking member of the department.
Today, the fire department was notified of an alleged sexual assault to have taken place at one of the homes of a senior ranking officer.
That notification kick-started a criminal investigation when Bridgeport Police Department dispatched immediately, according to officials.
Police officers responded to the location. They have actively incorporated the Detective Bureau into this matter.
Officials say this high-ranking member of the fire department is being investigated for their potential involvement or actions in an alleged sexual assault of a female party. And after growing scrutiny of the handling of cases in the city, Mayor Joe Ganim takes a stand on the investigation.
These matters involving any victim, but especially in this case and as other cases where you have a woman or a woman of color who's been victimized or allegedly victimized, that we stand with you, we stand behind you to protect you as we should, as a police department, as a fire department, as a city administration.
And now, Eric, the president of the local fire departments union, tells us that these allegations are serious. They should be thoroughly investigated, that they are very serious. They're taking them seriously, and they say there should be a caution for a rush to judgment tonight. For now, we're in Bridgeport. I'm Shosh Bedrosian, News 12 Connecticut.
Well, Newark's Seth Boyden Court development was the first major federal low-income housing project built in the city after the Great Depression. The buildings have been vacant for several years now, and today the city started demolition to make way for a new development. News 12's Brian Donahue watched along with longtime residents for whom it was an emotional sight.
Newark Mayor Ross Baraka mans the excavator as it takes the ceremonial first chunk out of the Seth Boyden Terrace housing project's demolition.
Everything goes today for us, everything. All the memories, all our loved ones that we lost down here. We lost a lot of ones down here.
Myra Vasquez, born and raised here, she's moved onward and upward, but like the several dozen other former residents who came here today, Seth Boyden projects still a part of them.
Good memories, bad memories, it's all an experience. We learn from it, so, it made us who we is today.
Opened in 1941, the 530 apartment complex was one of the first of the massive federally financed public housing projects that would, in many ways, come to define this city, nicknamed Brick City because of them, in the second half of the 20th century. A few dozen former residents showed up to say goodbye to the place. One after another describing a mix of heavy emotions. Happiness for the fond memories they had growing up here.
We used to get quarter ices from her grandmother.
Sadness for those whose lives were claimed or derailed by the drugs and violence that eventually took hold.
The people was afraid to come here, but to us, this was home, this was family.
And lastly, gratitude for having outlasted the place itself, for having survived and been made stronger for having lived it.
Always felt like a privileged project kid. It gave me my grind. Definitely. Doing very well for myself now. Doing very well for myself coming from here.
Former Mayor and U.S. Senator Cory Booker likes to say the term Brick City really reflects Newark's people, strong, resilient, and enduring like the bricks themselves. Today, the politicians gathered to tout plans for a new housing and mixed-use development here.
Because we want to revitalize, repurpose, transform this whole neighborhood.
But as those who grew up here gathered a few bricks to take home as souvenirs, it became clear what they were here to commemorate. Not just what these walls were or what will come next, but who they still are.
We are survivors. This is deep. I don't think y'all understand, man. Like, a lot of us, the way we live, we really wasn't supposed to make it this far because that's what they expect this type of atmosphere to do to people like us.
I seen people come down.
But we made it.
I'm Brian Donahue. That's Positively New Jersey.
So much. A local radio station in Bridgeport had a special guest DJ today. Housatonic Community College CEO Dr. Dwayne Smith took a turn behind the microphone of WPKN, playing his favorite songs and deep cuts for the Old Soul Reimagined program. It's part of the station's Black History Month celebration.
For me, the music is so paramount to the lives of a diverse people. And so for me, this is why I'm here to talk about the songs that helped me through, as well as acknowledge those great icon musical giants.
Let's hear it right here.
For a full list of the station's Black History Month programming and events, you can go to their website, WPKN.org.
Embracing equity in art. A Westbury woman is making it her mission to bring diversity and inclusion to Westbury Arts. News 12's Virginia Huey spoke with Jackie Beater as part of News 12's salute to Black History Month.
In the heart of downtown Westbury, a new gallery is drawing attention to the value of diversity in the arts.
The arts are not going to be able to survive without being inclusive.
Jackie Beater is the board director and chair of Westbury Arts Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. Founded in 2013, Westbury Arts' mission is to connect, educate, and inspire.
We envision a community where art and culture is valued and people have a sense of belonging and pride.
Every few weeks, the exhibits will change to reflect the different cultures in the community. The idea is to give a diverse group of artists an opportunity to display their works and to attract a diverse audience to the center.
Representation matters.
Dr. Nichelle Rivers is one of the artists featured in the gallery's celebration of Black History Month art. Rivers says the event gives her the chance to inspire the next generation of artists.
Even though as Black artists, it's sometimes difficult for us to get the access and opportunity
opportunity to really get the exposure of our work. Seeing someone that looks like them here, I think gives them that hope.
In the coming months, Westbury Arts plans to spread its message of inclusion with artwork highlighting women's history, Asian American and Pacific Islander heritage, Pride Month, and the Islamic faith.
We want them to walk away and feel that they belong, they're included, that what they're seeing represents what their interests are.
In Westbury, Virginia Huey, News 12, Long Island.
Westbury Arts will also offer live theater performances in the gallery's lower level that begins next month.
Yeah. The historic amateur night at the Apollo is back and better than ever. I was inside for just a bit, crowds exiting now, but they were on their feet and just filled with joy. And this is a big night for the show that started back in 1934 that continues to wow crowds to this day.
Super excited to be here tonight. I can't wait. I'm going to have a ball.
This is the moment.
I'm real excited. I used to watch this when I was growing up.
Crowds have been waiting for.
I haven't been to the Apollo in so long. I am so excited.
Hundreds lined 125th Street, waiting to see entertainment hopefuls take to the stage, competing for a chance to win a grand prize of $20,000.
This right here is the biggest show. This is like you being a contender as a boxer, and you're going in for the championship round.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Harlem's world famous Apollo Theater.
Amateur nights, Be Good or Be Gone audiences are notoriously known for being tough. Will crowds take it easy after a 2-year wait?
It depends on how they are.
That would be nice because I've been up there like 20 years ago, so I know what it's like.
Ahead of the show, I spoke one-on-one with Reginald Spencer. He takes on a historic role as the new Set It Off man, and for him, this moment is monumental.
To actually be here in this very place, if you ever get a chance to walk on the stage, you'll feel exactly what I feel. You'll feel the energy and the spirit of those people, those legends, people who paved the way for us. You feel it begin to come up through your feet, and that's how I think that's what sets the energy for the Apollo, for amateur night, period.
As the Apollo welcomes performers and crowds through its doors, the theater's legacy continues yet again.
These houses they're not made to be empty. They are made to be shared. They are made for people to come together, for not only for people to connect with what's happening on the stage, but connect to the person sitting next to them.
Bill, so much fun. I can feel the energy and I'm not even there. How can New Yorkers see the show, get tickets if they want to head on down to the Apollo?
Yeah, well, Amanda, New Yorkers can head over to apollotheater.org. There they can see when the show is running, along with how they can get tickets. Also important to note, if you want to attend, you're going to have to show proof of vaccination, and attendees are also required to wear a mask.